Hi there, and welcome to Earth Hand and Fiber. Today we're going to learn how to do the thermal stitch to make a bag handle for your crochet piece. Thermal stitch is wonderful because it doesn't stretch a lot and it makes a nice sturdy handle that doesn't warp or curl. Now these straps are crocheted directly onto the bag, so they have a nice secure attachment. And you can see that I've already crocheted one strap here, but it's only attached on one side. And the reason for this is so that when I crochet the second strap, I can make sure that they're exactly the same length. Let's start by first mapping out where we want the straps to be. For my bag, I decided that 9 stitches from the edge worked the best for me. So I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I'm going to place my first stitch marker here in the 9th stitch. My strap is going to be 5 stitches wide, so I'm counting 5 stitches where the strap is going to attach, and then I'm going to add a stitch marker right after that. So my stitch markers are basically the boundaries, and the strap will be between them. And I will do the same thing on the other side, count 9 stitches from the edge. And you can adjust this number however you think it's going to work best for your bag. Just for your reference, this bag is 50 stitches across, so 9 stitches seem to work well for it. So here I'm placing my last stitch marker, and now we'll be ready to get started. We're going to start this strap on the same side as the first strap. That way we can measure them against each other and make sure they're exactly the same length. I'm using a 5mm hook and my purple yarn to match the back panel of my bag. And I'm starting off with a slip knot on my crochet hook. So remember, we're going to be working between the stitch markers in these 5 stitches, or however many you decided to crochet your strap. And for this first row, we're going to work in the back loop only and just do 5 single crochets across. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. At the end of each row, you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. Now, right now I have to physically turn the entire bag, but as the strap gets longer, you should be able to just turn the strap for each row. It gets a little bit easier. Okay, so thermal stitch, you're always going to work in the back loop of your stitches. Might be a little bit difficult to see on this first stitch, but you're also going to pick up the unused loop from the previous round. So here you can see my front loops from the previous round. You're going to go into that loop, yarn over, pull through 2, then yarn over and pull through. So here on the second stitch, I'm going into the back loop and then also into that unused loop from the previous round, yarn over and pull through. And you'll do that for all 5 stitches across. Once you reach the end of the row, you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. Now each row from here on works the same. You're going to work in the back loop plus the unused loop from the previous row and go across for 5 stitches, chain 1 and turn. You can see that these subsequent rows, it's a little bit easier to see your stitches because you can see the 3 loops, the 2 from your single crochet plus the unused loop from the previous round, and it should get faster as you go. And here I'll show you one more round. I did a chain 1 at the end, turned the work, And I'm working again in that back loop. You'll just continue this process until your strap reaches about the same length as the strap on the other side of your bag. And then for the very last row, it's a little bit different. So once you get there, I'll show you how to do that. So now that I've crocheted my thermal stitch strap to be the same length as the first strap, we need to finish off this edge before we can attach it to the bag. But first, you need to make sure that your stitches are on the right side because we're going to attach from right to left. And I need to do one more row of single crochets across, so I want to make sure that they end up here on the right side of the strap so that I can attach. So to do the last row, you're going to do a chain 1. And now instead of doing the special stitch through the back loop, you're going to crochet through both loops of your single crochet plus that unused loop from the previous round. And this will finish off the end of your strap so that we can attach it to the bag. So again, you're going through both loops and the unused loop from the previous round to do a single crochet. And here you can see you have a nice finished edge with just single crochets going across. And now it's ready to be attached to the bag. So you'll start with a chain 1. And you're going to attach it between your 2 stitch markers that you've laid out on the bag. Make sure that it's not twisted incorrectly. And the attachment is very simple. We're just going to do slip stitches across. So you will first go into your strap, and then you go into the stitch on your bag, yarn over, and pull through. You can also do a single crochet here, but I think the stitch looks a little bit bulky, so I prefer to slip stitch instead, but it's completely up to your preference. So first go through the stitch on your strap and then the stitch on your bag, yarn over and pull through to do a slip stitch. And you'll do that all the way across. So let me just show you how that looks when it's completed. When you fold it up, you have a nice, perfect attachment that looks just like the other side. And on the back side, you have nice flat stitches. If you did the single crochets, it might stick out a little bit more, but that's totally fine. It's up to you how you want to do that. Now to finish it off, you're just going to snip the end of your yarn and do a simple fasten off, and then weave in your ends. And this is what your handles will look like when they're complete. You have a nice, sturdy, yet beautiful handle on your crochet bag. And if you're interested in the complete pattern for this bag, you can check out my Etsy shop or the links in the description. Bye!